Okay. It's recording, but we need to be silent for a little bit so I can put the intro music on top of it.
Me? Hey,
Yeah. Hey, what's the haps? Hey, Nick.
Hi, Mike.
Hey, Mike.
Hi, Nick and Jesse.
Hi. Thanks and welcome back. It has been forever, but we're fucking podcasting again.
We're doing it.
Our Zoom locations of North Liberty and Coralville.
Yep, we're doing it.
And we've got Mike again on the podcast because we found it was just a fuckload of fun to have Mike on the podcast. I've also dropped 2 F-bombs and we're only 40 seconds in.
Back, baby.
Yeah, baby.
Thanks for having me.
Thanks for joining us. Jesse, that beard is looking swell, man. I know I've told you off the podcast, but for everyone to hear, Jesse's fucking his beard is like Fitzmagic and Travis Frederick, who retired this offseason.
I got 2 knucks deep.
Yeah.
Nice.
2 knucks if you use your pinky. Remember we talked about that earlier.
Oh yeah, it's all the knucks.
Also,
yeah, you get the effect when I look to the side and I show you where my chin is.
Yeah, I really hope I like that you've been getting the haircuts, but you haven't been trimming the beard. I think that's like a fucking perfect length of beard for you, man.
I think it's a good look.
I've been growing out the hair, like the sides and back are getting trimmed, but I've been growing the length on top out because, well, I'm curious to see what happens.
You're also, gonna slick it back?
Podcast, I have tattoos all on my right arm, and I tattooed near my armpit.
Wow.
Ouch.
Yeah, that one hurt.
They look fly as hell, though, dog.
Hey, thanks, man. It's they've been fun. This is turning out to be my favorite because it's awesome. But also, fun fact, I can show you guys because you can see it. Looks like a penis.
Oh, I know. I almost asked about it when you sent the picture. Like, what is that thing there?
That's a penis.
So it's supposed to be. So this is supposed to be like a turtle head. And like
Nailed it.
This whole thing is supposed to be on the shell of a turtle. So Darren asked me. He's like, "Hey, do you want me to shade that in for you?" Because I pointed out, I'm like, Darren, I know we've made all these jokes about tattooing a dick on me, but like, did you actually tattoo a dick on me? And he started laughing. He goes, "Do you want me to shade that in right now for you?" I'm like, kind of funny. So when it shades in with green, it'll actually look like a turtle. But right now, it looks like a fucking dickhead.
Will it look like a turtle penis when it's green?
Ooh.
Yes, it'll just look like a turtle penis.
Green, are they?
I would imagine.
Have you ever seen that? You ever see that show TV Funhouse?
Yes.
Remember there was a scene for those of you that don't know, they were all there was like this weird kind of like puppet show with one guy who was like a Mr. Rogers like character and then a bunch of farm animals, but they all were like just the dirtiest things. They got into heroin at one point, like they were just doing all this stuff. What's that?
Funhouse was an SNL skit.
Yes, it is. But before it was a SNL skit, they had a show on Comedy Central, and it was a bunch of skits. Like Ace and Gary was in it and stuff like that. But the main show was like the animals and the guy, and then they would be like, "Oh, watch this clip or whatever," and then it'd be a cartoon. It was amazing.
Oh,
and one time, all the farm animals. What?
I didn't watch that then.
Well, one time, all the farm animals were in the sauna. And then they all were wearing towels, and they all started whipping them off to show how big their penises were, right?
Oh.
And the turtle whips his off, and it's like this long. And it goes over to the rooster, and his mouth is just wide open. Oh, my God. I freaking died.
Hey, Jesse.
Was it green?
It was green.
There you go.
Jesse, what are you drinking?
Drinking by your Torah.
That's fantastic.
By your Torah.
Excellent. Oh, I can't wait for the first bilge.
Oh. Oh God.
It hurts.
That doesn't count.
No, that was lame.
What are you drinking? No.
Just whiskey or bourbon. He's already had some. If you can't tell.
Yeah, right.
This is my fourth, I think.
Oh boy.
I'm drinking Yellowstone bourbon whiskey. Yellowstone Select. It's 93 proof, 46.5% alcohol. So this is my over the next 4 weeks in August, I'm going to not drink or do other things that make me happy and whatever for a month, so I can just like focus on nothing but working out and like running and shit, because I need to get back into it or get better about it. So I bought myself tonight but I bought myself tonight it's like a barrel strength Knob Creek. It's 120 proof.
Jeez.
Like 60% alcohol. Like I'm saving that thing for
be careful.
Friday, Saturday.
Yeah, really.
Well, Mike?
Oh, I said be careful.
Oh yeah. Like that one's gonna be one of those things where I probably drink a couple times and I tell Emily to lock in a cabinet so I don't I don't drink too much of it, because that one's 10% off from curing COVID from my inside. So I gotta be careful with it. I might as well finish this though.
Yeah, might as well.
Don't worry. I've got another bottle.
Mike.
Blue Moon.
Oh.
Oh, that's fun.
Yeah.
Moon.
I have one of those as well.
I might bust out a PBR later.
Ooh, don't go too crazy. Oh, I saw what they have, PBR Extra, which is excuse me, higher alcohol
there
content.
It is.
PBR. Yeah.
Jeez. Em was drinking like a coffee flavored PBR one day while we were disking. It sounded delicious.
It's delicious.
Yeah, she made it. She said it was.
Because it is.
Yeah. I'll have to. I looked for it, but I was at Fairway, so I probably need to go to a booze store.
I don't know. It's kind of somewhat common, I guess.
I also want to try that apple Bush.
Oh, yeah. I think it's pretty good.
I've had some other friends on Facebook talking about it and everything too from back home and stuff, so word's out.
So I thought, Jesse, though, you were telling Emily earlier that this shit's hard to get now, right?
It is. It's super hard to get.
Okay. Do you still have any?
I have 2, one of which is in my cooler for tonight.
Okay.
What are you guys talking about?
You can't get the
Bush.
The apple Bush anymore.
Oh, it would not have surprised me if it would have sold out immediately, because you got the people who love Bush Light or Bush and then make a fucking cider. And Bush is usually cheap as shit. How much was that case?
Oh, it didn't even matter to me.
Yeah. I get it.
Money was no object.
The story goes, right, is that Brienne just randomly goes one day, hey, Bud Light made an apple beer. I'm like, who cares? You know, like Bud Light, right? They make the lime, they make all that stuff. It's like, no big deal, you know. I'm like, oh, that's cool, you know, whatever. I go to Fairway and I see a 30-pack of Bush Light apple, and I go, I gotta have it. It's mine. I gotta have it. So like I went in for a loaf of bread and some buns and came out with a loaf of bread, buns, and a 30-pack of Bush Light apple.
A dirty 30.
Yeah.
Right.
I overheard this story when you were telling Em earlier, and I love hearing it a second time. It's fucking great. I crashed.
I flipped out.
And I loved it.
Do it what?
Oh, I was just telling Mike that I crashed your meeting earlier. Like it was, I had gotten back from Des Moines from that site visit, and then I had like an hour and a half of meetings, and then I had to catch up on a bunch of shit. So I just moved my laptop in the dining room to do work alongside Em, and Jesse was on a call with Em. Oh man, it was such a great 20-minute distraction. It was a good time. We talked about a bunch of shit and about the hospital porn subscription. The hospital's got to have a porn subscription, Mike.
That makes sense.
I know. Yeah. Yeah, I'll tell you more about it later when we're not, recording it. But yeah, man, it was fucking wild. We talked about porn for a bit. But that's also like a normal, typical Jesse and I conversation. Football and
Sure.
porn,
Makes sense.
and alcohol.
All right.
Hey, you guys think on a scale of 1 to 10, 10, it's absolutely happening. 1, not a chance in hell. Rate where you think that the 2020 season, NFL season, actually happening.
Let's see. When does it normally start?
September 4th or something like that.
Man, that is coming up. I don't know.
Because we just started training camp, and it would have been 2 weeks of training camp, and then their first preseason game, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, then the season.
Yeah, so the Hall of Fame game is supposed to be August 8th, I think.
Yeah, I think they canceled that.
Yeah.
So what do they got going on for precautions? Are they kind of limiting themselves like the NBA is in the bubble, or
they don't have a bubble? So here's I can't really. There's some special helmet they have that has a thing over their mouth, right? So it's
But did anything come out of that? They were testing it, but I didn't hear anything out.
I don't know for sure if they're using it. I know that J.J. Watt said he would never wear it.
Yeah. So then, obviously we're going to talk about the fact that players are opting out, and then because I kept seeing that they were going to have players were going to have to be tested regularly, or at least twice a week or something like that. But then how are they going to get those test results back that quickly? It's isn't it?
So the one thing that
you can get them same day depending on where you get them done, or who's doing them.
That and so I watched a little thing about the Vikings practice facility because Peter King walked through there, and Eric Sugarman, who tested positive for COVID, funny enough, walked him through the whole facilities and said in the locker room, you can't, there's a locker between every locker, right? An empty locker between every locker. There's a thing right when you get in the door that you have to fill out a questionnaire about how you're feeling, and then they also have to go up to this iPad that they put their face on, and it gives a temperature check. So if they have a fever or it's out of whack, then they can't get in the building.
Yeah, so they're screening everyone. It sounds like the hospital.
They screen everyone on the way in. They're doing all these precautions and stuff. They have this weird looks like a leaf blower, but it's a disinfectant fogging machine that they're going to use on all the tables and stuff in the athletic department. It's crazy.
Yeah, that sounds cool.
But
it was kind of interesting.
Are they not doing similar shit for the MLB? But then Marlins had to cancel games through this week and until Monday because of a COVID outbreak. So I'm just
4 days in.
And I know there's been talks in the NFL of teams resting players in each position in case there's a COVID outbreak. I think that's a good idea.
I mean, yeah, but
then shouldn't they expand that? Ooh, sorry. Say your thing. No, say your thing. I'm sorry. I totally was.
No, go ahead.
My thing. So what if they expand the roster so now they give an opportunity to those younger players who might get normally cut, so now they can kind of just hang out in the reserves. This actually might be a good thing for the players who never get signed to contracts and get put on practice squad.
I think that's a great idea. I think actually making a bigger roster would make a lot of sense. Although if you think about if one person gets COVID on the team, there's a really good chance that a shitload of other people's also got it, on the team. So it could take a whole team out like nothing.
Yeah. Yeah. Because then what do you do? If you, I just don't know. So the ranking, the number, what do you guys give it this season happened?
That's a few months away yet. I don't know, man. I've kind of lost hope with our society. But
if you factor that in, I mean,
yeah, so I want to say that's far enough away. It could be a 6, but the society thing. So I don't know, a 4, because
I think 4 is a good number.
Because we're so dumb.
Yeah,
as a whole.
we are very dumb. We are very. Money is going to make it be a 7. I would put it somewhere between a 4 and a 6. I'm with you on that.
Money
Yeah,
is
that's
definitely
fair.
a factor. I don't know. I'd say I'll go right in the middle and say 5.5. I would like to say 5, just like I'm kind of 50-50. I mean, they're already doing training camp, but so I feel like they're going to go ahead regardless, unless something just like bam, like a whole team gets taken out, or something crazy happens.
I had like a so for work I went to Des Moines this morning, so I took the motorcycle to and from, so I had a lot of time to think. So I thought about it for a while, like I'm trying to decide if I actually want to do fantasy football this season, because think about it, like with the players who are opting out, you're gonna have to know the depth and shit, and then if someone gets sick randomly and you don't have anything, you're fucked. So then so I think as a commissioner you might have to look at it in a way you have an extra bench spot. Like, so is that the resolution? Hey, so like
either that or make your roster bigger, like allow more people on the roster.
Yeah, I don't know. I wonder if we should have a Zoom meeting for our low league and for this league, for the Pro Football Juice League. Hi, Sugar Buns. Hey.
Hi.
Emily.
And Bill. We have 2 guests. And me, I'm a guest. 3 guests.
Wow, look at that.
Sir Michael of House Haxton.
Taking a motorcycle course with me.
Yeah. I'm excited.
Yeah, man, it's going to be fun.
Motorcycles.
Yep.
So I told Hagelin that today, Mike.
He's going to try and talk me into buying a bike now.
I'm going to try to talk you into buying a bike. I was thinking, that was another thing I was thinking on the ride. I was like, you know what? I wonder if I can convince him not to get a truck and to get a motorcycle instead, because he's not going to sell that Mustang. He's got Mustang tattooed on it. So, like, if he sells a truck for a motorcycle, then you can just use my truck anytime, man.
Yeah, but then he'd have to use his Mustang as a daily commuter and in the winter.
Or a motorcycle.
You can't use a motorcycle in the winter, you crazy
He can borrow the truck in the winter.
All winter.
We'll do like a $30 a month truck rental. And if anything happens to the truck during that time, you just fix it.
I think I can afford
There's
both,
the rub.
probably.
Nick's going to make money somehow, of course.
But I don't have to worry about it. I'm not getting a motorcycle.
You look super possessive of you right now.
I just want to know how to drive them. I feel like I should know how.
Yeah.
At the very least.
Mike, you're one of my very best friends, and I've known you longer than most anybody else in my life. But I will not let you test your skills on my motorcycle. There's just a lot of bike for a newbie.
I get it, man.
You can
Not interested. Okay.
Yeah, like the bike.
It's a lot of Nike for a booby.
You're welcome to. It's a lot of bike for a newbie.
It's a big bike, man. I don't know if I could freaking hold that thing up.
It is. I love that thing. What's really fun is riding past people, putting it on cruise control, and taking my hands off the grips and handlebars, and just like I dance sometimes while just because the bike naturally wants to go straight, so you don't have to really worry about it. So that's fun, and then you steer with your hips. It's great. It's fun freaking people out.
Great as long as they don't lie.
He does have a ring light. My hips don't lie.
The tiny one that you got?
It's not on though. It's right here.
Oh, we should probably talk about football stuff, huh?
Is that a State Farm one?
It is.
Nice. We could.
I have Nationwide. So there. I got a hold of my Nationwide guy, and so we had a hailstorm, right? This is for the listeners because this is something that they need to know.
Large fucking hail, man.
Yeah, it was like golf ball size or whatever, and it took out it put like 40 holes and cracks in the side of my house.
Excuse me.
40 holes. I love seeing Bill's side profile, like the stupid underlip. What a dumbass.
So anyway, I got a hold of my guy, and he's like, so there's like a 2-side law in Iowa. If there's damage on 2 sides, then they have to do the whole house in siding. and they have to replace the entire roof and the gutters and downspouts.
So that shit has to happen.
Well, it doesn't have to happen, but like that's
But that
happen.
was the fucking damage from the hail.
Yeah.
That sucks,
There's
dude.
Bill reaching
Like,
out.
I didn't think you had any issues. Like Mike was texting me during that, and I didn't think it was that bad. I thought we had more hail here than you guys did in North. Man,
It was the weirdest thing. Like I didn't hardly have anything, and Jesse just got slammed. Like your whole block did, right?
Yeah, our whole block has like our whole block is getting new roofs.
And I'm like a mile away. I don't even know if it's a full mile.
It's not a mile. It's
like 0.7
0.6 miles. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, and mine was like pea-sized.
Part of my Fitbit.
That sucks. We had hail like this big, man.
So did Matt, and I think he's getting a new roof. Hi, Bill.
So I
Barry.
asked my insurance person, and they told me that I could file a claim, and they would have a contractor come out and look. But otherwise, I could have a contractor and look, and then I could file a claim. So I just didn't do anything.
That doesn't make sense.
I should just get on the roof this weekend and take a look.
Well, sometimes you won't be able to see it, and they would like
Saturday at 9 a.m. to get on the roof and look at the roof, bitch.
the thing is like
She did it. Nice work, Siri.
Oh, that's fantastic.
Oh, it's too bad instead of okay added, she said, okay, bitch.
Fine, bitch.
Hey, I know I mentioned this earlier, but I'm really glad we're doing this. Good seeing you guys. This is fun. Mike, I get to see and hang out with you pretty often. But Jesse, I barely remember what you looked like most days, man. We haven't seen each other or hung out in a very long time.
I know. It sucks, bro.
I don't remember the last time we docked.
Well, it's during some meeting that Emily and I were in.
He didn't say talked.
Cocked? Or did you say docked?
He did.
I don't know the last time we docked. Bill, when's the last time we docked? Gross.
20 minutes ago.
This is my fourth one.
See the look of disappointment on her face?
Because she's going to have to explain to me later how I fell into bed wearing my shoes and underwear.
And why we have 6 new DVDs showing up at our house.
I may have gotten a tad drunk last night and purchased $180 worth of Blu-rays.
Did you get Speed Racer?
No, so they had a deal where they had every James Bond movie on Blu-ray for $80. It was like a complete pack. I was like, I'm not going to pass this up, man.
That makes sense to me.
And I did get Eraserhead on Blu-ray, the Criterion Collection. But this also stems out of the fact that I just cataloged and categorized all of my movies, and now I'm in a kick. My collection is missing some things, Em.
Like Speed Racer?
I have Speed Racer. Ooh. Oh. My brother has Speed Racer, which means I have Speed Racer.
Voodoo.
Should we talk about football?
Oh, yeah.
What's that?
Hey, guys.
Oh, this is placed. This is placed for a reason.
Yeah, sure.
It is placed for a reason. Jesse's placed some shit. Jesse, you moved it. You moved that. You moved it.
Guys,
It was a bit.
we about done podcasting?
It was a bit. We barely started, son. Oh, nice.
Baby wipes?
No, Kleenexes.
Oh.
Baby
Well, they are baby wipes.
Yeah, Jesse's where he knows what he's doing. He's living it up.
Listen, I'm an adult. All right, I don't need these Kleenexes anymore. I'm an adult.
I'm using baby wipes.
I'm doing baby wipes. I had babies, and I'm like, why have I been using Kleenexes? These are the best.
Hey, so training camp, right? am I right?
No, I don't want to talk about it.
What do you want to talk about?
The Washington football team.
Yes.
Yes. Yes.
I'm going to start referring to all teams like that.
Oh, my God.
Earlier when the basketball game was on, I was tempted to call them the Dallas women's basketball team.
Well, I'm a fan of the Minnesota football team.
Dude, when I saw that, like I texted you guys immediately when I saw that Bleach report, and then it was later corrected that it was a temporary team name, and I got really disappointed. But then, and then I saw though that it was a temporary team name for the year.
The season.
Yeah. And it's fucking gold. The Washington Redskins they're no longer the Redskins. They're now the Washington football team.
Here we go. There's something from Twitter, okay? And it's time to rename the Washington football team. We need your help. And it's this like thing. It's actually a it's a poll.
The Washington Sentinels. We already went over this.
No,
2 seconds.
Yes,
done.
It's different.
Gene Falco,
Watch this.
Their fucking their head quarterback.
Can't read that.
There's too much glare. Are we listening to porn?
No, it's the thing on. Okay, here's one.
The
Metropolitans.
Is this the Smallville or Superman?
No, it's because there's a metro that runs through Washington. There's the Red Hogs.
A lot of cities.
Oh man,
Red
this
Hogs.
is like picking teams on Madden.
Is that Red Hogs?
Yeah, because like they're
It's like picking teams on Madden, Mike.
and then there's the Red Tails, which is my personal favorite.
Oh my
which I said
God! Look
a long
at that
time ago.
Look
stupid
at that mustache.
Yes, I like the Red Tails.
It's a black guy because it's the Tuskegee Airmen with like a sweet mustache. Hell yeah.
This is a sweet mustache.
Yeah, I'm all for that one.
I've already voted for the Red Tails. What's that?
Why wouldn't they be like the Washington Monuments or something?
Ooh, that's not a bad idea.
That's just funny.
Like the Washington presidents or something like that.
Think about like how you
like
would
monument.
completely take the narrative and flip it on its ear if you went with like a name like the Red Tails that honors like a great time in Black history, right, in America.
Sure.
They're like, or some people would be like, oh, he's just compensating because he's a glaring racist and apparently sexual harasser.
I love though that like
Is that just standard operating procedure there?
I guess.
I love that years of like press and like outcry of changing the name, nothing happens. But now 2020, like it's finally fucking changed.
What? Yeah, when I was telling Matt about it, I was like, yeah, they didn't seem to give a shit for decades when it was only the Native Americans complaining, but now that everybody is, they're like, well, all right.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, think about like the Cleveland Indians, right? I mean, we're like Indians are from India, right?
I thought they changed the name.
They changed the logo, right?
Yeah, because it was Chief Wahoo or something, and it was just like.
But yeah, you're right, Jesse. Yeah. Like,
I mean, it's still out there, right? Even you could even argue the Kansas City Chiefs, right? I mean.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't mind that one.
I mean, I don't mind it.
So like,
but I could.
Well, and I never mind.
Sitting here in my Crystal Castle as a
buddy of mine texted me. He was like, "How long until the Dallas Cowboys have to change their names?" I'm like, well, "Okay, but the Cowboys is an actual term for like people who herd cows and like it's an occupation and shit. Like,
yeah, well,
why would you fucking change that?"
Well, because some Cowboys did bad things, right? But think about the Vikings, for God's sakes. They came in, they like rape and pillaged people. Right?
That was another thing. Someone also told me that the Vikings were thinking that we're gonna be forced to change their names. I'm like, no, I don't believe that to be a fucking thing. The Redskins is a derogatory term about the color of someone's skin.
Right, and that's why I don't see any problem with the Chiefs, right? There's nothing like the Indians. There's not a logo that's a caricature, and it's also the Chiefs. That's not a derogatory term.
Yeah, I mean, but the thing is, like, we're not even supposed to call Indians, right? I mean,
right.
Sorry, we're not supposed to call Native Americans Indians. Sorry, that was bad. But like, because Indians are from India, and I feel like, and is this true? I don't know if it's true. Nick, just a second. Hold on your questions till the end. Did they call them Indians because they thought they made it to India?
Christopher Columbus was lost as F, is what I understand. Yeah, he thought he was landing in India looking for spices.
And he found people, and he called them Indians because he thought he was in India, right? Isn't that
right.
Is that how it happened?
I don't know why he didn't just Google what they look like.
Yeah,
idiot.
Actually, you know what? I heard that Christopher Columbus, because I watched Adam Ruins Everything, and Christopher Columbus thought the Earth was shaped as a pear, and was a moron, and never even made it to North America. He made it to like Caribbean and Haiti and all that places, and he took a population of natives from those areas, like a population of like 20,000, and when he was done like killing them all, there was only like 200 left. He's an asshole.
He's a very bad dude.
Nick?
I was one of the few states that doesn't recognize Christopher Columbus Day. Go ahead, Nick.
Great.
Mike, I really hope you're a more careful operator than Tank was. Though his brother
From the Matrix
suffered a similar fate. Watch out for that cipher.
Oh yeah.
It's over there.
Yeah.
Nice.
We watched the original Matrix like a month or 2 months ago or whatever, and then a couple weeks ago I convinced them to watch Matrix Reloaded, which I really do like, and I love Matrix Revolutions. Like the more you watch it, I think the more I appreciate it. So that's on the docket. So
They got roasted, but I actually like the whole series. So
me too.
I really do. Like I think it's I love the Revolutions. I think a lot of people complain the Revolutions wasn't like as action packed as the other ones were, and I liked it. Like I liked that it led more on the story of it, and obviously there's a Christ feature of it because like
The whole way through.
yeah, that's the connection of Neo throughout the fucking story. Oh,
yeah,
this is a football podcast. I digress.
Well, I have the Blu-ray of the whole Matrix set, right? That has the Animatrix in it.
Yes, me too.
Animatrix is great.
I haven't watched
just three nerds getting together.
I remember like 3 out of the 9 things being like fantastic. So I want to rewatch them and see if I think 9 out of the 9 are good.
I think they are.
Oh, there's a Bleach report.
And I think Animatrix actually got popular years later. Like I think at the time nobody knew about it except for the three of us probably. But yeah, I've actually heard reference to it in the last like 5 or 10 years.
Dude, I remember seeing Matrix Reloaded and Revolutions in IMAX and almost throwing up. It was awesome. So fucking so great.
Yeah. I just love how like at that point in time when it came out, that movie resonated with me so hard. Like it was such a good movie, and then at the very end was Wake Up by Rage Against the Machine.
Are you talking which one?
I about just broke everything in my room. It was amazing.
Are you talking about the first Matrix?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because he flies out and it's like, it just like breaks into Wake Up and they're like, wake up! Oh God.
Dude,
I was huge into Rage Against the Machine at that point too. Like,
well, and Deftones,
just like
Summer was on that soundtrack. That soundtrack was incredible.
We also like think about it. Like the movie itself created different styles of filmmaking. Like they created the
bullet time,
but then also the long fight scenes, like the extended fight scenes that show the whole thing. Like Matrix kind of kicked that off. Like without the Matrix, we wouldn't have John Wick. And I think John Wick has some of the best action scenes I've ever seen in movies.
Also, Keanu Reeves.
Yeah, Keanu Reeves is great. There was actually a 15-year anniversary. Like, you know how a lot of people have been doing these Zoom meetings where like, hey, let's talk about things. There was a 15th anniversary of Constantine, which I like. I really do like the Keanu Reeves Constantine.
Me too.
And I watched like the first 10 minutes of it and really enjoyed it. So I need to keep watching it.
It's a good movie.
And it had like Keanu Reeves and then the creators. I do like it. Yeah, it's pretty good one. No, she wasn't in it. She wasn't part of the.
I brought up Speed Racer because I watched something on YouTube today that was analyzing Speed Racer, also a Wachowski brothers or Wachowski siblings.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like movie, right? And like they were talking about how people like just roasted it when it first came out for being like, oh, too cartoony, but it was like they had a vision. They didn't change it so that it mixed with our world, right? They stuck with the environment the entire time, and like they knew exactly what they were doing, and they never backed down.
I watch that.
It's great. Like I don't want to. She hasn't. She and Brittany, who's now in the room, has not seen Revolution, so I don't remember anything. But I really just think it's a strong trilogy, and I know people who are like, I've talked to people who think that if you have to watch a movie over and over again for it to get better and better, it's not a good movie. I think
that makes it a better movie.
Yeah, like I think it means it has layers. Like I think every time I watch Matrix Revolutions, it gets better for me. Like
also, Matrix 4 coming out in 2022.
Yes, fuck yeah, dude. And it was supposed to come out the same day as John Wick 4.
So is Keanu Reeves like working about like just doing Bill and Ted and then Matrix and then John Wick and just like cycling
Why
through?
not, man?
He's the new Stallone.
Yeah.
Here's the thing about Keanu too. Like he went through kind of a lull of nothing there for a while.
Yep. Yeah.
And all of a sudden he's come back with a.
He did a couple like rom-coms, and now I feel like I'm going to compare him to football. I'm going to bring it back to football. He's like Tony Romo retired. Everyone loves retired Tony Romo. Everyone loves Keanu Reeves right now. Like I don't know any.
Older Keanu Reeves.
It's crazy how people are going crazy for him like he's suddenly cool, and it's like, man, he's been cool since the 80s.
He's been cool since fucking Point Break. He's been cool since Speed. Like, I don't get it.
Yeah.
Point Break for sure. I mean, he's been cool since Bill and Ted 1. What are you talking about?
Yeah.
That's where I first remember seeing him, like in the 80s.
Point is cool. I think he's just like chill and laid back or whatever. I don't think he gets cool until Point Break and Speed.
Here we
He's
go.
always cool.
Like, so he had A Scanner Darkly in 2006. Great movie.
Is it great?
I think it was really good, and it was a good book
I haven't seen
too.
it since the first time I saw it, so maybe that's one of them that I need to see again that I'll appreciate now as an adult. Are you leaving me?
Okay, so and then from 2006 until 2013.
Bye.
Bye. He didn't really have anything until I watched The Man of Tai Chi, which came out in 2013.
That's actually his first directed movie.
Right. So that one came out, and then it was 47 Ronin, like the same year, actually.
Yeah, that one wasn't good.
And then 2014 was John Wick.
Yeah.
So but from 2006, after A Scanner Darkly, he did The Lake House, which is actually a pretty good movie, but a pretty popular movie. I never saw it, but it was a rom-com. But then it was like
Three Kings in 2008, which is really good. Like Three Kings.
I love that movie.
Yes, it's good. Like it's an Antoine Fuqua written or directed film. You got Forrest Whitaker, Keanu Reeves, Common. There's another rapper in it. Who is it, Mike? Fuck.
It's The Game.
Yes.
Game.
Okay. Yes. So it's got The Game in it as well. Because I was about to say it runs in the same circles of like Eminem and like Drake.
Terry Crews.
Is Terry Crews in it?
Was he
Cedric the Entertainer.
Chris Evans is in it. Yeah, Cedric the Entertainer is
Hugh
in it.
Laurie.
Right? Hugh Laurie is in it. I recently I uploaded Street Kings to Plex, so that's why it's fresh in my memory right now.
Never seen it. I'll have to watch it.
Oh, you should. It's
But
good, man. He
after
drives an
Street-
SRT Charger in it.
Okay,
Yeah.
here we go. After Street Kings, it was The Day They Were Stood Still, The
Which,
Private Lives of
uh,
Pippa Lee,
if
Easy to
anybody-
Oh,
Assemble,
He was the perfectly cast Klaatu.
Klaatu, you know. Henry's Crime, Generation and then The Man of Tai Chi in 2013.
I do like The Man of Tai Chi. There's a couple scenes in it. There's a couple shots, not scenes, but there's a couple shots where I'm just like, why did they do this? Like, what was the direction of this? And it was weird, but overall, like the story and fight scenes are good. And I own it on Amazon Prime if you want to use my login and watch it.
I have Amazon.
Oh
I do too.
That
Actually.
was Amazon.
Thank you, though.
He was in a Coca-Cola commercial.
no, I mean like I bought it on Amazon. Like I don't think it's on.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, I got Netflix. I'll get it. I'll get the disc.
Attaboy. Oh, that's great. I need to do that now that I do what you do, Michael.
Shut
Yeah, I'm Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure. Are you just now learning about Plex?
No, not learning. I'm using now. Finally, like doing my own.
How dare you not use it?
By the way, we have been podcasting for 44 minutes. I think, right?
No.
40, 34?
Oh, maybe actually.
I think we started about 9:10.
I thought it was 9:10. and we haven't talked about any of the topics. I do.
Washington. I added the Washington football team.
While I'm thinking about it, I want to shout out to Jeremy, who runs the Memory Vox podcast, and I was on an episode and really, really thoroughly enjoyed talking about my experiences with like Dent Company and the concerts that I've been to. Jesse, I know he's trying to get you on the podcast. I would recommend it. He recently had Willie, a buddy of mine, a buddy of ours on it, who was very talented and talked about stuff. I would recommend listening to the Memory Vox. It's very entertaining. And I
Jump Step, as you know him.
Yeah, Jump Step. So
friend of the podcast.
Jesse, you should totally do it. It's really a lot of fun. It was really fun to like reminisce and like remember the shit that happened at some of the shows that I talked about. So you should totally do it.
Yeah, I have a weird history with music. I'm all over the place.
I'll be right back.
Uh-oh. Mike's going to make ting tings. Run, Michael. Run.
What if poop?
Well, then we won't see him for a bit.
What if he forgot to turn off his mic and we just hear him like violently throwing up? Oh, hey, no,
he's got to get a beer.
Yeah! Attaboy, Mike.
I thought you would excuse my absence if I brought back a PBR.
Yeah. Yes.
PBR him ASAP.
Hey, so some. I know, Jesse, you have your like 4 main topics you want to talk about. I'm just gonna cover a couple things that weren't on your top 4, if that's okay. Raheem Mostert demanded a trade, restructured his contract, is no longer demanded a trade. He's staying with the Niners. Boom. Excuse me. Reconciled.
Nice.
Joey
Bosa. By the way, just on that note, I thought that was hilarious.
The Mostert demanded the trade.
Yeah, because they just traded away what's his face.
Didn't they dump two people? Didn't they dump people during the draft?
Yeah, they dumped one guy.
They've got Tevin Coleman, Mostert, who Mostert is their starter, right? Like
it was Breida, Matt Breida.
But they traded Breida, so
right,
that would
exactly.
be Mostert would
like
be
a
starter,
fifth-round pick or something.
Yeah, and Jerick McKinnon is still there.
They just didn't care about Breida. They just fucking traded him around. I think it was a 4th-round pick, Mike.
I think they needed cap space or something.
Yeah. I just don't think they wanted to have to fucking pay him.
But like they kicked Breida. They have McKinnon, who's injury prone.
Yeah,
they have
Tevin Coleman.
They have Tevin Coleman, who's I think actually kind of old.
Is he? I don't think he's old. I think he's like 28, which I guess
that's older than I thought.
Even though that's
I remember hearing how old he was and being like, he's 27. It's not bad.
Yeah, that's like 40 years younger than the 3 of us.
He's it's from Tinley Park, Illinois, where I saw Radiohead live.
Oh.
I was thinking Tevin Coleman was a rookie like 2 or 3 years ago.
Yeah, you're right, Mike.
Interesting.
Okay.
2015 was his rookie year. I was thinking it was like 2017 or something.
What do you think? Okay, what else do you have, Nick? Keep going. Quick.
We're on a roll. Don't blow it.
So Joey Bosa signed a 5-year, $135 million extension. That was like quiet under the radar shit. I didn't see that until I was like reviewing like past news and stuff, dude. I don't even
dropping the bucket.
What's that?
Dropping the bucket compared to Mahomes. It's not newsworthy.
It's true, which we haven't even talked about Mahomes. What is Mahomes? Like a 10-year, $530 million contract?
Yeah, I think it's 500 and something, but it's like
503.
200 something guaranteed or 180.
How could you ever sign someone to a 10-year contract?
I'll tell you how. Because he's not gonna play it out.
So apparently, I didn't know this, but I found about it after. Andy Reid did the same thing with Donovan McNabb. They signed him. He, with the Eagles, signed him to a 10-year contract.
What were you saying, Jesse? Like he's got to meet a bunch of performance.
So
marks or something.
Yeah. So 10-year, $503 million. It's worth up to $503 million. He'll be in Kansas City through 2031. People are like, he'll be in Kansas City for 10 years. Like, no, you idiots. There's no fucking way he plays that whole contract out. The 10-year extension is worth approximately $450 million. That's $45 million a year. Okay, so let's see. He's got contract for this year and next year. This year he's around 2 to 3 million. Add those 2 to 3 years plus 10 years at 45 million plus 25 million he can get by winning the MVP every single year. Getting to the Super Bowl every single year, which, by the way, not going to happen. And then you get to 503. So, like, he's going to win the MVP every single year and get to the Super Bowl every single year. It says the guarantee is $140 million.
That's a lot.
And it says, like, he relates it to baseball, saying Patrick Mahomes' guarantee is $140 million. Who has a bigger contract than $140 million? Anyone in the Yankees want to raise your hand?
Yeah, everybody.
Yeah, right.
It's funny that you mentioned baseball. I've also got it on here. Mahomes, with his fat new contract, has now bought a stake in the Kansas City Royals.
Nice.
Not like a meat
yep.
stake, but like now he owns part of the Royals, which is kind of awesome. I think that's awesome. Good for him.
That's cool.
Like,
so he got a
sport that's probably never going to go away. And it'll last longer than football, and he'll be able to make money from it.
Right. Yeah, like he's got $140 million guaranteed, is 40% more than any guarantee than the highest previous one.
Wow. That's
but
crazy.
Like, yeah, he's got all these provisions and stuff. Think about like all of the football contracts that we've seen through the years. Not one of them gets to the end. They either get traded or they cut, like they opt out, or they re-sign for more. Like
Brady, I think Brady's the only one that in recent memory, maybe JJ Watt, that has been able to like fully go through their contract.
I'm not saying I guarantee you he's not making it to 2031. In the same contract. They're not going to let it sit.
No. Yeah, no. I don't think so. I know he doesn't play like a more mobile quarterback, but he is a mobile quarterback, and mobile quarterbacks don't last long in the NFL.
I think he plays mobile enough that I don't think that it's going to cause him major injury problems. I don't think it's going to be an injury that takes him out of the contract. I think it's just they don't last. Contracts don't last to the end of the contract. Like football contracts to me mean nothing. They just mean nothing.
I wish we could make like predictions, but because my thing would be like within 5 years he'll be traded to another team. But like we're not going to remember this fucking conversation in 5 years from now.
Right. That and
like.
Yeah, that's very true.
Logan and Harper are going to be bugging you like a motherfucker, and you're going to yell at them, and we're going to be like...
They're going to be 11 at that point.
Yeah, they'll be 11. If I remember that when my kids are 11, they'll be like...
Michael will have hair down to his nipples.
True, I might. We'll see where this goes.
My beard will intertwine with my pubes.
Yeah. Yes, I'll have
one day I'll lean over like this and won't be able to get back up.
I told you I missed you guys. This is fun. I think, hold on. I had one more thing that we weren't talking about. So Bleacher Report did a poll, was best tight end in the league, and they had Travis Kelce or George Kittle. And Lane Johnson commented, Zach Ertz. I'm curious, like I thought that would actually be kind of a fun discussion for the three of us to have, who we think is the best tight end in the NFL.
Oh, I'm way too biased for this.
Right. You're thinking Kittle?
Well, yeah, man, Hawkeyes.
Yeah.
You know, I honestly though, he set some records, right? I mean,
what gives him really good marks is the fact that he's a good receiving tight end, but he's also a really good blocking tight end. Like right. I would put Kittle there. For me, it's either it's either Kelsey or Kittle, and it's really tough. I feel like I want to vote Kelsey because he has more, like more backing. He's been in the NFL. He's proven himself more. But Kittle is, for me, it's Kelsey and then Kittle. But Kittle is a very good contender for one. And so, like, Jesse, what do you think?
I'll answer with a disclaimer of the way I'm thinking about it is who would I want on my team right now?
Then that'd be Kittle.
It's Kittle. I mean, not it's because what you said, like, right. Yeah. Like, nobody, I don't know about Kelsey's ability to block because I don't hear about Kelsey's ability to block. Right. I haven't like, I've heard about Kittle, like asking the coach, who do you want me to go out and hit? Like, who do you want me to go out and like put a hit on?
Look at the running game with him.
Yeah.
So like who shattered like Travis? He shattered Travis Kelce's single season record, 1,336 receiving yards last season. I mean, like that's the record that Mike was talking about. Like he's got the record for receiving yards for a tight end in a season. I looked it up.
And the way you the way you phrase it that way is who would I rather have on my team right now? I would definitely vote Kittle, and that's just for the fact that like I can't of all the tight ends in the NFL right now, who would you expect to be the one to just go in and like not give a shit what their body's telling them, but they just want to win? It'd be Kittle. Like Kittle, I think is the most driven tight end right now in the NFL. But also, I think it's because he might be a little crazy. Like,
he's definitely crazy.
Yeah. So
but makes him a great tight end.
Yeah, I agree, Mike. I'm with you. So like, so like, I think Kelsey right now is the best tight end in the game. But if I had to pick someone to have on my team right now, it would be Kittle as a tight end. It's like I guess that kind of makes it seem like I'm not really picking a side.
Well, not the other thing too is that youth is on his side. I'm not saying Kelsey's old, but I'm saying like George Kittle's younger, right? Like, I want him on my team because he's young, and I know he's going to be on my team for a long time, right? Like, and Kelsey, what? I don't know, 3 years? I don't know.
Well, have we seen Kittle?
Like a 4 to 6 year age difference.
I think it's something like that. Yeah. Plus, have we seen Kittle's ceiling? We don't know.
I don't think so. Yeah.
Kittle is 26.
And Kelsey's 30.
Yeah. So, in football terms, right, Kelsey's getting up there.
Yeah, if you can still walk at 30 in football, you're doing pretty good.
If you're a running back and
look at Witten. Witten is playing and he's 39, and he's now going to play with the Raiders, and I bet he starts some games.
Here's the thing about Witten, though, right? I feel like Witten's always been a very reliable tight end. Like, third down, he's the guy.
One of the best all-purpose tight ends to ever play the game. I put him in the top 5 of greatest all-purpose tight ends ever. That's just me.
But I do feel like if I were to put everyone in their prime, Kelsey, Witten, and Kittle, Witten might be number 3.
Really? Oh man! But I'm also biased. Like I remember, like Witten in his day. I don't even think Tony Gonzalez. Like I remember when Tony Gonzalez and Witten was playing. I wouldn't even put Gonzalez to Witten, but there was obviously still an age difference there. Like
I
would put Witten as like one of the greatest tight ends to have ever played the game.
I don't necessarily disagree with you, but I also feel like we're watching 2 of the other greatest tight ends to ever play the game.
I know, yeah.
Like I think that like Kittle and Kelsey are both faster. You know, I don't know. I don't know. That's my personal opinion.
Yeah, I feel like this is going to be one of those
comparison.
like LeBron Michael conversations, because people have those conversations, but really that isn't a conversation that shouldn't be happened.
Oh man, that one's so easy. Nah, that's not the same.
I tend to agree. That's fine. Just ask Michael Jordan what he thinks of that comparison.
Even though you guys are wrong, I really enjoy the fact that we are doing this. This is fun.
Oh God, give me a break. Anyway,
See, those are the things that I wanted to talk about.
Jamal Adams got traded.
Do you put Zach Ertz over anyone, over Kelsey or Kittle?
No.
Zach Ertz has been good, but I don't.
He's reliable, but I don't think he's Kittle good. Kittle will kill himself to make the play, and like
Zach Ertz has had
can't play anymore.
Zach Ertz has had good football seasons, and he's, when healthy, one of the top tight ends in the league.
But you have to just say when healthy.
Yeah, exactly.
We don't have to say that about Kelsey or Kittle, because Kittle will play with a fucking broken rib.
Right.
I mean, he won't play with a punctured lung. Only Tony Romo does that because he's, Tony Romo. The Keanu Reeves of football players, in case you guys are getting that right.
So Witten had like a lull where he wasn't that good for like 2, 3, 4 years.
Oh, I'm talking about Romo.
Oh.
And yes. There was a season where he was injured for most of it.
Was Ertz didn't do much this last year, right? Wasn't he injured for part of this last season?
Well, he almost had 1,000 yards receiving.
Yeah,
he did. Okay, so never mind.
Ertz is a very good tight end. Like I would definitely.
I agree. But
he's injury prone. But also
here's what I'm not understanding, I guess. So I'm looking at his stats just for the last 2 years, okay? And in 2019, he had 88 receptions for 916 yards, 6 TDs. Good stats for a tight end. Ertz. In 2018, he had 1,163 yards and 8 touchdowns. Where's this drop off we're talking about?
I was just thinking he had a drop off this last season, but was I comparing it to the season before where he was just phenomenal?
Listen to this.
I can understand the only reason he's had a drop off is because they drafted Dallas
Dallas Goedert.
Yeah.
Yeah, but he had 916 yards. Listen to this.
Was it the 6 TDs, maybe?
And this last year was his second highest receptions count of his entire career. So, okay, I'm just going to go year by year, starting last year and going backwards. 916 yards last year. Then 1,163 2018. 2017, 824. 2017 or 16, 816, 853, 702, and 469 nice in his rookie year. There's been no drop off.
Yeah, you're right. Man, that's funny. I bet we had that 1,100 year with 8 touchdowns, and then the next year he got 900 with 6, and we're like, oh, what a bum.
So I thought he was super injured, but I don't think he has been.
Maybe he hasn't.
No, listen, I have it right here. Games. Last year, 15. Then previous, 16. 14, 14, 15, 16, 16. He has not. He's missed 6 games in his entire career.
Wow. I'm wondering if I'm thinking of like the 1 week where I was playing your brother or something last year and he couldn't depend on him and was complaining about him maybe. And that's just like sticking out in my mind. I don't know.
I mean, he's gotten like he had a 200-yard. He had a 150-yard drop off last year from the year before, but he had.
All right, Jesse.
Yeah, but it's still super high.
Yeah, exactly.
How far back for Ertz do you have numbers on?
2013, which I assume is his rookie year.
Okay, let's start at 2013, because that was Travis Kelce's first year, apparently. Where he got 0. He didn't do anything his first year.
And Kelsey had 469 nice.
Yeah.
Not Kelsey, Ertz.
2014, Kelsey had played 11 games and had 862 yards and 5 touchdowns.
Okay, that's technically better. because Ertz played 16, had 702 yards, and only had 3 touchdowns. Is that 2014? You said?
That was 2014. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, and come on, refresh, you fucker. Okay, 2015. He played in 16 games, had 875 yards and 5 touchdowns. So very similar to the year before. It wasn't until the next year. The next year, we got 2016, 1,125 yards, 4 touchdowns. 17, 1,038 yards, 8 touchdowns. 2018, 1,336 yards, 10 touchdowns. 2019, 1,229 yards, 5 touchdowns. I would still put Kelce over Ertz.
Well, Kelsey's definitely over Ertz, but it's like 200 yards a year and maybe like 2 touchdowns a year.
Bias and put Kittle at first. Let's not even worry about Kittle. Kittle's number 1. Do we all agree? Kittle number 1?
You said it wasn't, dog.
So Kittle, man, has he only been 2018 and 2019?
Yeah. What are the Kittle stats? 2018 and 2019. Let's go 2018-19 stats.
I got it. Okay.
I've got him here, but yeah.
I got it. Holy shit.
Yeah, I know,
well, okay.
right?
The yardage is similar, but the TDs are off. Okay, so in 2018, George Kittle had 1,377 yards.
Okay.
Which is a lot of fucking yards. That's the record. That's the record, by the way, the NFL record. But he only had 5 TDs.
And Kelce had 10.
And in 2019,
so
Kittle
are a wash. I would even give Kelce a little leg up on 2018.
In 2019, Kittle had 1,053 yards.
Okay.
And 5 TDs. And
so Kelce would win 2019 because Kelce had 1,229 yards and 5 touchdowns.
What's weird is
we're overlooking blocking. Anyway, Mike, now
right.
What's weird is I'm looking at, so I see the 2018 and the 2019, but then for career, then those numbers don't add up because it's showing 12 TDs.
Are you just on Google?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think there's a third year.
I'm on Roto World right now.
There's a third world. He was in 2017.
Oh, okay.
He was drafted in 2017. He had, in 2017, his first year, he only had 515 yards and 2 TDs.
What a bum.
Yeah.
Yes, that makes sense because, it says right here, 2017 NFL draft. But, yeah, it's been far too long since we've seen him play for the Hawkeyes. So that makes sense.
Yeah, if you factor in blocking and he still was able to break the yardage for a tight end in an NFL season.
In a sophomore slump year.
Yeah, right. That's true. That was year 2 in the league.
We sorry to blow past this, but we covered everything that I wanted to talk about. Now, there are 4 things that we talked about, that you talked about mainly, that you wanted to cover. So do you want to branch to those since it's already 10:18 and Nick's getting a little blurred?
I kind of only wanted to talk about,
I have to go to
training camp started Monday, I believe.
Yeah!
Coming in hot.
I think rookies had to report, 2 weeks ago. I think veterans had to report this week, right?
Right, something like that. So what's going on now is that they've the NFL has created an opt-out, a voluntary opt-out, and a player must be under contract or subject to a tender. The player's contract will toll, and all provisions of that contract for the tolled year will be applicable the following season. However, they will not receive an accrued season. The player will be eligible for a stipend of $150,000 to be treated as a salary advance against his tolled contract.
Hopefully you can survive off of that.
Yeah, undrafted free agents are not eligible for the stipend. And that's to be a voluntary opt-out. Now, there's another designation called a higher risk opt-out. A player must have a diagnosis reflected in their medical records of at least one of the following factors: cancer, chronic kidney disease, COPD, in immunocompromised state from solid organ transplant, serious heart conditions such as heart failure, coronary artery disease, or cardiomyopathies, sickle cell
those,
disease.
You probably shouldn't be playing football.
Right. Type 2 diabetes, asthma, cerebrovascular disease, cystic fibrosis, hypertension or high blood pressure, immunocompromised state from blood or bone marrow transplant, immunodeficiencies, HIV, use of corticosteroids, or use of other immune weakening medicines, neurologic conditions such as dementia, liver disease, or pulmonary fibrosis.
Yes, Nick?
Thanks, Mike. So I'm glad that you listed. Honestly, like you listing all that shit was great because I had no idea. Because I'm now curious. Nate Soldier is opting out because his son has cancer and has battled cancer, or their kid, a son or daughter. Honestly, I don't remember. I don't care. But so can he? I'm wondering if he can claim that as being the reason why they're opting out.
That's a good question.
Who does he play for?
The Giants.
Let me see if he's on this list, because I have a list of everybody too. No, he's the unspecified opt-out.
So if it's a family member, then you probably...
Well, I don't think they just didn't say... I don't think they're required to say which one they're in.
Oh, I see.
So
unspecified. I got you.
Yeah. So some of the big names on the voluntary opt-out list are Buffalo Bills star Lotulelei. Let me see. Devin Funchess, Bunches of Funchess.
Oh, no.
There's 6 players for the Patriots opt out.
Yeah. Let's see. Oh, the Kansas City Chiefs offensive lineman, Laurent Duvernay-Tardif, who said he was opting out so he could stay working at a elderly care facility in Canada.
Yeah, good for him, man.
Yeah, he basically said, I think what I'm doing here is better than playing in the NFL. I mean, like, more important. So he's going to, like, help out there. I'm like, that's crazy as shit.
That's pretty badass.
Yeah, I agree.
The Chiefs opted out today.
What?
Damian Williams of the Chiefs. He also
Union Clams?
Damian Williams.
Oh, really?
Oh.
That's that's their very scant running game right there.
Yeah.
Yeah, opted out. No running this year.
Yeah, apparently.
Good thing they're paying
Patriots,
$503 million for a quarterback.
Yeah, right. He's going to be a little bit more mobile now. New England had a shitload of people. Like, just for the voluntary, that it was Dante Hightower, Dan Vitale, fullback, Brandon Bolden, running back, and Najee Toran for voluntary. Marcus Cannon is an offensive lineman for the higher risk. And then unspecified, they had Patrick Chung. So that's Patrick Chung and Cannon and Dante Hightower is crazy. Let's see. Higher risk, the Vikings recently signed free agent. He was supposed to replace Linval Joseph as a defensive tackle. Michael Pierce is in the higher risk. So apparently he had some shit wrong with him or something. Even on this website, it says Washington football team.
Nice
Defensive
work.
end Caleb Brantley.
Find replace.
I don't know. It's just, to be honest, there's not a ton of people on this list that are like super high profile names, but you know, it's going to affect your team. It's going to affect the Vikings for sure.
Well, yeah, I mean, look at, it doesn't take a lot of non-high profile people being out to really disrupt your whole game.
Right.
Depending on the positions, but.
So I thought that was interesting stuff. I mean, and this is just now. I mean, I don't know if it's the end, like there might be more people who are going to do that. And obviously some people are going to get sick. That's just the way it is. Like some people are going to get sick and then they're going to be out for 2 weeks or whatever. Think about this. If you're an NFL player the NFL only has 16 weeks, right, or 17 weeks with a bye, right? If you're out for 2 weeks, that's significant. Like
It is, and
if
it won't
Dalvin
just.
Cook or Danielle Hunter or Kirk Cousins get COVID and they have to quarantine for 2 weeks, that's a big fucking
It
deal.
won't just be them. It'll be the whole offense, right?
Yeah.
Well, they definitely have to like.
What if Mahomes gets fucking sick?
Yeah, Lamar Jackson. Like,
Yeah.
think about how the quarterback stands in front of everyone and talks at everybody. You know, it's like.
Well, and the huddle. I mean, come on.
It just like, yeah. I mean, it's gonna. I just have this feeling it's gonna start wiping out like whole, either defensive or offensive units.
Which is why I was around the 4 to 6 area, because, I mean, look at the NBA, the WNBA, and the MLS. Like, they're only able to do this stuff because they're in like closed campuses. Nobody can leave. If you do, you can't come back until you've quarantined for so long. And without doing that, if things don't improve by then, it's gonna look at the Marlins. 4 days, and the Marlins are shut down.
Yeah. Until Monday, right?
I don't know.
I thought I saw games will resume on Monday.
It was like 2 games worth, so probably.
Yeah. It was 2 games, and then I thought I extended it until Monday. Sorry, I'm not trying to like correct you or whatever. I just don't really fully know. I didn't review. My bad.
No,
Yeah,
I don't know
you're,
either.
you're right though. Like it's it's super easy for this to just take everyone out. Oh, bubble in my throat.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
Well, the Hawkeye basketball teams, the whole team's not practicing for 14 days because 2 people have it.
Yeah.
So.
I'm wondering
okay.
if NCAA football is even going to happen, man.
Me too.
It you know what? If it happens, it's gonna not be in the. It's not gonna be football like we know it.
Well, no, because the Big Ten's already saying
They're
it's only Big Ten.
Inter Big Ten teams, yeah.
Yeah, so no Iowa State game this year.
I got an idea. August 3rd, the XFL is going up for auction.
Are we
We're
going
gonna
to
pool together money?
So we use our volleyball money to buy the XFL. It's
I could
only
probably
like
pitch in another 20 or 30 bucks.
like 400. We have about $400. That should do it.
It might, because honestly, we'd be in a lot worse shape a year from now if we did buy it with that $400.
That'd be sweet, man.
One marketing campaign, and we'd be freaking in debt for the rest of our lives.
You think we'd be able to afford one marketing campaign? We'd hold one practice and be in debt for the rest of our lives.
The volleyball winnings bring up a very good point. Since we're not going to be able to play volleyball for a very long time, I think now is when we bite the bullet and buy a Silver Strike machine.
That thought had crossed my mind.
We needed,
and then we can play it, and then we make sure we hand sanitize after each roll.
We needed
forever.
We needed this season to win more money to be able to afford one that's decent. We needed this season.
Yeah, because the decent ones are what, like $900?
Yeah, we don't have nearly enough.
Mike and I are team leads. What if we cover the rest? Sorry, Mike. Just sell your Mustang.
Not selling my Mustang. Get out of here.
Just for one.
Sell your motorcycle.
You know what, Mike?
Not selling a motorcycle. Get out of here.
I'm gonna go out on a limb and say that you could probably get a Silver Strike machine for the Mustang straight up.
Oh, yeah, I would imagine.
I mean, I don't know that for a fact, but I bet.
I should be getting an arcade for that. As little money as those make.
Ooh, you should do that. You should buy an
Michael,
arcade and let us all work there.
Michael.
Why am I suddenly doing this? You need to buy an arcade. You're the one that wants to buy an arcade.
Think about this.
Your beer is Arcadian Brewing.
Yeah, Mike's right, Jesse. You need to buy the arcade.
Hey, I'm not the team lead here who's going to throw in all this money.
Yeah, all this money I have.
No team lead.
Here's what I'm thinking, Mike.
I got 2 money leeches.
Mike, you can like sell the truck. You can buy your replacement truck, You can buy a beater motorcycle, and then you can start the arcade. I will.
Now I'm buying extra stuff on top of the arcade.
I will sell Emily for.
How much for your women?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We want
How
to buy
much?
your women.
How much?
400.
I can't buy the arcade anymore.
I figure if Emily moves in here, then I can move out.
You move in here?
No, let's just say
move here, Jesse? What if you move here, and Emily and Brittany move there? and then Mike moves here. He sells his house, and then we just got a bachelor pad.
I might have to bring Logan. I wouldn't want to leave him there with all that.
that's true.
Yeah,
That's a good point.
Logan's got that fucking like lady killer look. He's gonna do just fine. He's got that look like.
It's related to most of them.
What's up?
Here's the thing about Logan. I think he's gonna be a lady killer when he's older, and because he's got nothing but females around the neighborhood, he's gonna know exactly what to do. I mean, like how they react, how to talk to them. Like it's all good.
He won't be weird around him. He's used to it.
Yeah, exactly.
Sorry to completely deviate from that and go to more football news. The Jamal Adams trade.
Oh yeah.
I just realized what time it was, so I figured we should probably start maybe looking at this. It's 10:30. I have to go to Dubuque in the morning, which is the only reason why I'm looking at the time.
Fair.
Oh yeah, 2 first-round picks.
And a player and another pick, right?
I think that they got a fourth back or something. To the freaking Seahawks, man. I don't know. It's
another one.
And it's for a safety. You know, I mean, like, if Madden has taught me anything, there's certain positions that aren't worth stuff.
I feel like you can make up for that in Madden easily enough.
Yeah,
Probably not as easy in real life.
Bradley McDougall on another safety.
I was talking to a Seahawks fan today, and he's really excited. Mike, he's really excited.
I think Jesse does too.
Because he was saying it's like Cam Chancellor 2.0.
Yeah, and they're also saying that like Clowney is thinking about going there as well. So I mean, they're going to be formidable for sure. The Jets get a 2021 and a 2022 first-round pick, a 2021 third-round pick, and safety Bradley McDougall. Seattle gets Jamal Adams and a 2022 fourth-round pick. So not even next year's. It's not this year. This upcoming fourth. It's the next year's.
It's 2022, not 2021.
Right. I mean, the Jets aren't going to be very good. So them not having Jamal Adams, I don't think is really going to change much, especially if they got the Jets or the Seahawks current starting corner safety. They're just going to be slightly worse on defense, or maybe a bit worse on defense. But like the Jets weren't doing anything anyway. So like getting 2 first-round picks was like good work. Holy shit.
Yeah.
Speaking of all those first-round picks, that might be part of the reason Gustafson hasn't played much the last couple of games. They had 3 first-round picks this year and 3 more next year for all you WNBA Dallas Wings fans out there.
Really? Good Lord. That's bananoise.
Yeah. Well, new coach, I think he was making a lot of moves. They were kind of rebuilding. So.
Jesse?
I've been done with that one for a while. I don't know why I grabbed that one.
There's no preseason.
Nope.
Oh, man, it's like a Madden season.
Yeah.
Yeah. Speaking of Madden, Madden, I don't want to talk about Madden ratings.
That's fine.
Yeah.
I'm just saying the only thing that I want to talk about Madden ratings is we play Madden, and all these rookies that could in play. Oh yeah, I'm gonna get it for PC though. All the rookies that would have had their scores improved by playing in the preseason are just fucked because there's no preseason. And so how are they going to make these rosters? Like they're not giving any of these undrafted rookies a chance. They're just not. They're like
that's why I really
through
think
training camp, like you can't see shit out of training camp.
I feel like the expanded roster there would be great because I'm going to feel bad for these undrafted free agents who won't be able to like make the roster because they won't have an opportunity to prove themselves.
Agreed. Definitely agreed.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Here's another thing. If, or maybe even yes, like you were just saying, are you going to get Madden? I believe Mike and I have agreed that we were going to get Madden on PC this year. If there's no season, or if there is a season but fantasy football is kind of effed this year, I say what we do for this podcast is have a draft, but have a draft where we input everyone's team that they drafted into Madden and then sim it week by week that way.
That's a pretty good idea.
So it's not like points, right? It's your team versus my team, like and whatever our teams are versus like the computer teams.
And you're talking final scores of the games, not points per player and all that.
Exactly.
Yeah, honestly, that's cool.
I'd probably be down for anything because I don't think fantasy football is going to be realistic this season because you've got so many players opting out and the fact that anybody could get sick or injured at any point. So it's going to feel like trying to play baseball, fantasy football. Fantasy baseball.
And if you think about it, like you draft and there's very few people who are still left out there. Same thing would happen in Madden, right? I mean, you might have to go a little bit further and get your defense, right? Or maybe one of the first picks that you get is what team you want. Or like maybe your first pick should be your defense. So your first pick is your defense, and that determines what team you get. That doesn't make any fucking sense.
Do the teams matter if you're drafting the whole team? You would have to draft the whole team, though.
Okay, I just had an idea. So, in Madden, you can save rosters. So I can create a roster and save it as a roster file. So what I could do is the first pick would be what team you want. Now, that means that you get that team's defense. So everybody on that team's defense is your players. Okay. We still do a draft, but it's not like a live draft. It's just like, hey, who do you want? Hey, who do you want? Like, and there's like a whiteboard or something that we go by. Or we use just like the ESPN draft model and we draft our teams. So what I would do is then manually go in and create everybody's teams on offense, but whatever team they picked for defense, that's just every player on defense. Yeah. And then we could have so you pick how many positions would you need, right, on offense? I'd have to figure that out. So you have that many rounds, so you get that many people.
Yeah, because, what's your normal one? You got a QB, 2 RBs, 2 wide receivers. Yeah, it's going to be weird, though, right?
And
what you could do is autofill it, too. Like, you pick your main starters, right, and then it autofills the rest.
Yeah.
You could do like two running backs, or not even 2 running backs if you had 1 starter running back, right? 3 wide receivers probably.
That's true. You could do whatever you want if we're not doing player points. I mean, if you're doing end score.
Yeah, it'd be a little bit different because you'd have to like think like, why do I need 2 quarterbacks? Or like, I guess if one's injured or whatever. You could turn injuries off. Yeah.
I probably got to jump off here within the next 10 minutes because of the fact that I've got a long, shitty day ahead of me tomorrow. Yeah. So anything else you want to talk about before we jump off, Sue? Sorry,
I don't think so, Don.
I feel bad about it.
Me neither.
No, this is just like outlines of like what we could possibly do because
We're just thinking out loud.
Yeah.
yeah, exactly.
Very much enjoyed this podcast, and I'd be down. I want to do the I'm trying to decide if I want to activate our low league fantasy football league because I don't know if we're even going to be able to do it. You know,
I would say activate it.
You're gonna have some. Do you have time to decide? Can you activate it and then?
I think I still have time. We don't usually draft until after like
week 4
or
week
whatever.
We usually don't do many leagues until after week 3 of the preseason. That's not for a while.
Yeah. I usually don't like to do the draft until like after week 4. But also like they're not doing a preseason, so
but you know the date. This training camp is still going up to a certain point, so
yeah.
I just don't like it because they do cuts and stuff, and if you're trying to take a flyer on somebody, you usually don't take a flyer on somebody that low on the depth chart, but whatever.
Yeah.
Injuries happen, whatever.
Hey, where are you at on that bottle of champagne? Nice.
Wait.
Nice.
I can't
Do you
tell.
see it even?
Can't tell
No,
either.
I just see a reflection.
Yeah.
Right here.
Okay. I've realized that I've pretty much stood this whole time, and now I'm uncomfortable.
Well, I got a new chair. It's pretty nice.
Ooh.
That does look nice. Is it your Grand dog chair?
Well, it is now.
I spilled on myself.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Suck it up. Oh, anything you guys want to talk about before I decide to just bail?
Oh. I
No,
think we're
I don't
good.
think so. Yeah, this has been fun. I like our Madden talk, and we should continue it.
Yeah, do you want to do this again in the next couple of weeks, man? This was fucking fun. It doesn't take us any time at all.
No, I mean, especially like I might not have this up live tomorrow, but yeah, I will. I work from home. Fuck it. Like I'm sitting at the station that I would do all the editing on, so I'm probably in between meetings. I'll whip it up and go. It's not gonna take much time at all.
So you want to plan to do this either next week or the following?
Yeah,
okay.
We'll get it worked out.
Yeah, man.
We can be a little bit more regular now that we're closer to the season.
Yeah.
If they cancel it, that Madden stuff, that fantasy stuff can still happen.
Yeah. And we may need to work it out. What's that?
We can talk about whatever. We can always talk about like Grand Theft Auto or whatever, man.
Speaking of which,
we should all play that at some point.
Yes. I put my due diligence in, and in my locker or in my warehouse, I have 10 standard vehicles, 10 mid-range vehicles. So now I'm only getting luxury ones. I sold 2. Both of them were so I made $160,000. I sold all my cocaine.
Yes, on double money this week.
And I got the money.
To get like $252,000 or something.
So I hired more staff for like $300,000. But then like with the vehicles I sold and like the cocaine that I sold, it like I'm back to where I was already.
Yeah, dude. Well, it was a good week for it because it was double pay on MC businesses.
Yeah, exactly.
So I was selling cocaine, meth, and fake cash
money.
Or whatever. Yeah, like crazy all week, and I am up to like 11 million now.
What?
Yeah.
I need to get back into that, man.
I only have like 700,000, but
I was just gonna say, do you remember me telling you like a week ago when I was at like 2 million and I was like, okay, I've got all my businesses bought, I've built my cash back up, so now it should just start rolling in. Yeah, it really did.
Yeah, I need to. You gotta spend money to make money, baby. You gotta spend money to make money, baby.
Well, that's just it. I was broke for the first 2 months and I was playing it like every day. So broke for like the first 2 months. As soon as I had money, I'd put it into a business, basically investing it all. Didn't hardly spend anything except for the rocket bike, just because you can make money faster with it.
Yeah, I started to. What I did was I got sick of driving everywhere, so before I would start a car source mission, I went to the airport and picked up a chopper, and
Nice.
then landed on top of the of my CEO building and went down. And then they're like, "Oh, go get one." So I would go back up to the chopper and just take off.
That's a good idea. Another thing you can do is you can set your spawn location. Like, let's say it's time to sell your MC businesses. You can set your spawn location to your MC thing and then switch to a new lobby. And when you reload, you'll be there. So that way you don't have to go all the way across the map.
Yeah, but the problem is my counterfeit cash is up by way up north by my
Oh, your bunker?
No, not by my bunk. Well, yeah, the bunker is northeast, but like north central is where my motorcycle club is and my counterfeit cash. But my cocaine is down south, like, because I wanted it in the city. Right, kind of just east of my garage.
No shit. That's cool.
Well,
how's that location work? Is it nice?
I like it, yeah. But like, it sucks that everything else is way up north. So I gotta work it out.
I bought all mine up north. All my MC businesses.
Nice.
Gentlemen, I may exit this conversation because
That's not how you say it, Nick. Not how you say it, Nick.
Oh, I can't do it. I can't do it until we're doing the. Did Jesse freeze?
That was incredible.
That was awesome. Oh my god.
Oh man, it totally looked like you were frozen, and it even sounded like a modem or something.
That was so good, Jesse. That was so good. Have you played the outro yet?
I can't play the outro. I'm just saying peace. You say deuces and I'll stop the recording.
Dude. Hey, Mike. Thanks for joining us, man.
Thanks, Mike.
Dude. So do I just hit leave when I say deuces?
Peace. No, I got it. Don't worry about it.
Deuces.